LaBeouf had to go to his dad to look for permission to make this movie.
Yes.
And I hope his dad eventually said yes, but Shia LaBeouf lied to him and said Mel Gibson was going to play him, and his dad loves Mel Gibson.
So he was like, okay, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
I'll sign the contract.
Yeah, although Mel Gibson would do a very good job with this crazy manic guy who's like switching on a dime and everything.
Mel, he's not anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
You don't know this.
Yeah, he's like, he's my
It's
dad.
a layer. It's a layer, okay?
He's my dad, I do know. Gentlemen, and welcome to episode 49 of Straight to Series. My name is Connor.
And I'm Ian.
How are you guys today? How are you, Ian?
I'm good. I'm sweaty.
You are sweaty.
I'm, for any of the listeners, wearing Connor's drive jacket that he bought.
That is too small for me.
At least 2 sizes too small
At
for him.
least 2 sizes. It's a large, but for some reason, it is not large.
You look buff, but it's also a crop top. That's the problem.
I know. That's the.
You need to get your belly button pursed, maybe, just to accentuate a slag tag.
I know.
Slag tag, maybe.
It's the line I walk because I have those. I always have clothes that like fit me really well, and then I get bigger, and then they still fit me nice in certain areas, but then I'm too like bursting out of them in other areas, and it's so annoying. So very annoying.
But I love it. It's actually pretty awesome for anyone who's watching YouTube.
It feels good when you put it on.
The Scorpion. Yeah. If anyone hasn't seen Drive, by the way,
watch
it.
It's
fucking amazing.
Yeah, or listen.
One of my favorite movies.
One of my favorite movies
of
too.
all time, easily.
Yeah, easily, it's there.
Yeah,
I'll watch it again, like when I go home.
And then watch the next movie after that.
No, I'll never.
Only God Forgives. The shits in your eyes. It's so bad.
I will never watch that. Speaking of shits in your eyes, let's go through the first topic, which is Eurovision, and then we're gonna go to Honey Boy.
Shia LaBeouf, semi-biographical but kind of fully biographical movie that he wrote.
And the reason we're talking about Honey Boy is because the Tax Collector trailer just came out.
Just dropped David Ayer's new film with the man himself, Shia LaBeouf. So we thought we'd connect the two.
Yeah. And what else? The Old Guard trailer we might talk about.
The Old Guard, that's Charlize Theron's new movie.
And then some other newsy bits at the end.
I'm taking this jacket off now. I just had to wear it for the intro.
We had to get out quick. Get a good shot of the back.
It's so beautiful.
You gotta lift it up. Lift it. Get it. Yeah. Now imagine you're smacking around a red head.
And then you have a fucking hammer in your hand as well.
Yeah.
It's just a great movie.
Her head like explodes in that movie as well.
I know. Oh well, no. Does she?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
You know I love when he turns your man's skull into soup.
Yeah. Spoilers for the movie, but you should have seen it already.
That's not the ending anyway. But yeah, fuck you if you haven't seen it. It's amazing. Get on it.
Exactly.
Sorry for saying fuck you.
Yeah. No, it's okay. You can tell them to you can say fuck you to people.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Your life has no currency when it comes to me. If you haven't watched that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, Eurovision.
What is it? A song for...
It's Eurovision Song Contest, the Story of Fire Saga. Did Rob McElhenney come up with this intro?
I don't know, but
or not
he'd
intro
love
or
it.
title? It's so long.
He would love it. It is starring Dan Stevens, Pierce Brosnan, Rachel McAdams, Will Ferrell.
I love that you don't start with Will Ferrell.
Yeah, it was the names I read
Dan
there.
Stevens.
And Demi Lovato.
And Demi's in there as well, the demigod.
Yeah, Demi Gob. Yeah, she is.
We'll get into that. We'll get into it.
But I didn't like it.
Yeah, and I did like it. This was released on Netflix the 26th of June, so it just came out last week. We meant to review it last week, but we didn't have time.
No, and it is dividing the critic and home world because it's the most watched movie on Netflix or something. I thought it was.
Is it?
I thought it was at some stage.
I didn't know that.
Maybe
I could actually get Netflix up here because they give you now the top 10 ranked movies of your region.
Yeah.
Let's just see if it's on the top 10. I don't even know if they still do that.
I know they definitely do.
Do they still do it?
Yeah.
Right, let's see. Ooh, Mission Impossible Fallout is hitting UK and Ireland.
Okay, hang on. No one should watch this. Oh, never mind. No one should watch Eurovision. You should just watch Mission Impossible Fallout on Netflix.
Over and over again. Every podcast. Henry Cavill.
Reloading those arms, baby.
Oh my god. Get him in a wife beater. Preferably blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eurovision Song Contest Story of Fire Saga is fourth in the Irish top 10 right now. Now it could have been one. I'd say it was first, like in probably on Friday and Saturday and Sunday when it came out.
Yeah.
Get Netflix off there. Yeah, so I actually really enjoyed the movie. Connor, being a contrarian,
did not like it at all.
He just didn't like it. It's not because he's being a contrarian. He just has no taste, and that's why he didn't like it.
Listen, there are elements of this movie that I like, and there are elements of this movie that I don't like. Every song in this movie is very, very good.
It's better than they should be. You're
Way
like,
better.
Who's doing this? This is great. Actually, I'll get up who wrote the songs.
As someone who was not enjoying the movie, I would go, all right, here comes the song. Oh, that was a pleasant 3 minutes that I really enjoyed.
This is how good the songs are. Let's say at least 50% of the songs, especially the ones that Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams are singing, could win the Eurovision Song Contest.
Oh, 100%.
Easily. Because a lot of them are trash.
Yeah.
They're so bad. And by the way, for American listeners, if you haven't seen the movie, you probably don't know what the Eurovision Song Contest is.
Yeah, so
it's such a European thing.
It's so weird. Ireland is really good at it.
Well, they used to be.
Yeah.
At one point, I think we won 3 in a row.
Yeah, we've won it 5 times, which is the most times anyone has ever won the Eurovision.
No, we haven't won it in years.
Yeah.
The trash that we're throwing. Remember the ancestral...
Yes.
what were they called? The brother and sister.
Jedward.
No, that was
and
definitely
sister.
ancestral as well.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the brother and sister that they would play the piano?
What was it?
That-
They had the gay song up last, wasn't it?
Was it?
It was like
How did that not win? Come on.
it was about like a love story in Dublin between 2 guys or something. I'm pretty sure. I don't
know.
I'm pulling
think
this out of my
everyone-
ass.
Yeah, I think everyone in Ireland has kind of lost interest since we lost so many times now.
I know.
But at one point, it was like a joke. It's like, jeez, that'll happen more times than Ireland losing the Eurovision Song Contest.
Father
you know?
Ted had
That's-
a great episode about it, you know? And
Which American listeners probably have no clue what
No,
Father
you
Ted
don't know
is.
what we're
It's
talking
so
about.
Irish.
all I'm going to say about Father Ted is this movie takes the plot of Father Ted and uses it in this.
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, not
My
kind
Lovely
of.
Horse. Yeah.
They deliberately use it in that.
This movie has Pierce Brosnan doing an Icelandic accent sometimes.
Is he doing an Icelandic accent?
James Bond's is in the movie. Like, come
Looking
on.
handsome as ever.
Will Ferrell's dad is James Bond in this movie.
Yeah.
What happened to his genetics then?
Oh man, I'd like to see his mother because they say his mother died and everything, and I'm like, she must have been a real
Must have
logo.
been him. Yeah, seriously. Died he?
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Check the backyard. That's all I'm saying. Check the backyard.
Listen, I'm not saying genetics is everything, but Pierce Brosnan is a golden god.
He's a grey god right now.
Yeah, in order to offset that, you have to have a devil or a demon or something. But then she's Icelandic, so she's got the blonde hair,
So
great
most likely
jeans,
she's
and everything.
amazing.
I know.
He was that.
Rachel McAdams' mother is like super attractive, and she's clearly in her 60s
Hell,
as well.
Yes, and I would dip into that.
Me too.
Yes.
Dip into that frozen lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the songs are so good in this as well. People do better Icelandic accents when they're singing the songs than they do in the movie.
Yeah, you might even say that maybe 1 or 2 of the singers might be Icelandic.
Maybe.
So Rachel McAdams, if you listen to it, you're like, whoa, she sounds amazing. But it's her and it's someone else. And they kind of have a mixture of voices. So,
Yeah.
And at one point, she sings Icelandic in a song. And surely that's not her then because it's...
Nordic.
sounds
She speaks Nordic, I think.
Nordic.
Is it? I think so.
I don't know.
Or is it? I don't know. Once the guy screams and he's like, she's speaking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Sure, Nordic.
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't fucking know.
So you didn't like it overall?
I just didn't like it. I felt it was so predictable, and
You mean a Will Ferrell movie?
Will Ferrell movie. It was predictable. It kind of bothered me that it was just a Father Ted. I'd seen it done better in Father Ted, the plot that they're going
Sure.
for.
Over a 20-minute episode?
Over a 20-minute episode, they did a better job with it, but
Can I make a broad statement, but so true?
yeah.
A Will Ferrell movie should never be 2 hours long.
No.
Ever. And this
Ever.
film is 2 hours long. Now, I like the movie, but I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Come on.
Is it okay to spoil this movie? I feel like it's okay to spoil this movie.
I'd say so. It's one of those movies, you watch the trailer, it's a Will Ferrell movie,
You
it's
know what
happy-go-lucky.
happens. Yeah.
Even though it does kind of slightly towards the end, it's a bit different than what you think's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, slightly.
Slightly, but not that. Like, my problem with the movie is that a lot of things, it doesn't come together, and then character motivations are very strange, and
But Will Ferrell doesn't want to get with Rachel McAdams.
because it break up the band, and it's
yeah,
like
I'm like,
that is the
look at her,
and you know that
and then look at yourself, and then look at your bottom row of teeth, and then look at her again.
So here's the thing, that is meant to be a joke because obviously Rachel McAdams just stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, and I think they downplay her beauty a little bit.
They downplay it.
She has less makeup on now. I actually was surprised to not find out she's 41, and she just had a kid at like 39, 40.
She looks amazing.
Yeah,
but they're like, Will Ferrell doesn't want to break up the band. Rachel McAdams, haha, it's funny because Will Ferrell's not as good looking as her, but they don't lean into it enough.
I know, and also you don't want to break up the band. I'd break up a happy marriage and family for that.
I know.
If Rachel McAdams was knocking on my door, I'd be like, fuck, divorce.
But that's why everyone loves them, because they're like, oh, you're a dreamer. That's what they keep telling me. We're like, you're a dreamer. That's why I like you. And I'm like, no, he's fucking delusional. But anyway, but yeah, it repeats itself. Will Ferrell walks away from the band twice in this movie and has to be called back. And I'm like,
brilliant.
You repeated it. I was like, you did that earlier in the movie.
But it's a Will Ferrell movie. Like, I mean, I can never. Will Ferrell has made so much trash. Like, he's made the last decade. His body of work in the last decade is kind of awful, and I love Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell is a master of ad-libbing. Like, he is. He's a comedian. His improvisational skills are through the roof. Remember when he promoted the Ron Burgundy podcast last year, and he did was it 4 talk shows in one night? He did Conan, he did the 2 Jimmys, and then he did Seth. Did he do that as well? Seth Meyers?
Seth Meyers?
What's your James Corden?
James Corden,
James Corden. He did at least those 4.
Okay.
Didn't repeat a single word. Didn't repeat a single gag. It's almost like he had a vague idea of what he was going to do in each show and then just rolled with it. And golden nuggets just fall out of his mouth.
You mean Ron Burgundy knew what he was going to do on each of those shows?
He owns that character so much.
The Knife Guy sketch that he does on Jimmy Kimmel.
It's too good. And you can almost see the cogs moving in his head because he's making it up. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, he maybe has a vague outline of like, I'll kind of lean into this on that talk show. He did 4 talk shows and didn't repeat a joke. I'm like, how? And then you watch a movie last decade of his own movies and you're like, how is this not that funny?
Yeah.
How is this kind of moderately funny when you're a comedic genius?
How is it when you put him with John C. Reilly in Holmes and Watson? It's a terrible shitfest that Connor had to sit through and watch.
How do you make a movie so bad that at the time Netflix was like, I'll have you, I'll have you, I'll have you. It was eating anything. Like, people came, Paramount and J.J. Abrams came to them with the Cloverfield Paradox, and they're like, this is absolute shite. And they're like, oh, we'll buy that. How much do you want? It doesn't matter. We'll sign a blank check. There you go. And then Sony came with Holmes and Watson, and they were like, nah, mate, we're actually good. We're full. We're full. I'm actually washing my hair tonight. Like,
to use an analogy,
you're a streaming company. What are you talking about?
To use an analogy, Netflix has been sucked off by every toothless crack whore, but Holmes and Watson was too toothless and too cracking whorish to let them suck them off.
We have to draw a line at some point, you're the line.
We'll draw a line at full-blown AIDS. Thank you very much. That's where we'll draw the line.
But Paradox just it was HIV positive.
It could. But they were like, I got tested earlier. Like, I think I have it, and
the
they were like,
results are in the post. But I'm feeling all right.
I'm feeling good, baby.
I'm feeling all right. Bump a coke. I'm feeling all right.
Let's roll the dice on that one.
And Netflix is like, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
Where Holmes and Watson, they were like, nah, mate, it's all right. And Sony were like, I guess we have to release it.
They were like, back.
Isn't it so horrible? Where they're just like, there's a movie.
Yeah. Now TV got it. Lucky me.
Yeah.
But
so that's I think that Will Ferrell, it just seems like he doesn't care, and I love the guy, so I hate saying that, but
watch old SNL sketches with Will Ferrell. Like, they rehearse those, and he's still making people crack on the day because he's so good at it.
That was his favorite thing to do.
That was his whole thing.
We're like, we're Step Brothers now, you know, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, Anchorman,
Land of the Lost.
Shut your fucking face. Land of the Lost is shit in my eyes. I still have pink eye from that movie.
Old School.
Old School was decent. Where Get Hard, I was like,
yeah.
How is Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell in the same movie and it's not amazingly funny? Like, both of them, you just watch them, their improvisational skills are through the roof.
Even Daddy's Home isn't that bad.
It's not that good, though.
No, but it's not bad.
But it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But it's not that good. Like, where's the good guys?
Oh,
or the other guys.
The
other guys.
Yeah, the Nice Guys. You keep mixing those two movies up like all the time.
The Nice Guys is amazing.
It is amazing.
For me, I know this is contrary to what you think or believe, and you're wrong, but I think it's a pretty decent movie, and I think Will Ferrell actually showed up and he cared about the movie. And do you mind me dipping into the background of this movie?
Of course.
So Will Ferrell, of course, because he's a comedic genius who's not that good looking, he's married to a Swedish actress, because that's how the world works in Hollywood. I love that.
That's why I want to break into Hollywood.
But his personality and his skill deserves a Swedish actress of a wife. You know, here's my trophy wife. Shut up! I didn't say speak. There's my trophy wife. Now make me pancakes.
Do you know the name of his?
He's probably like so intelligent and lovely, but I'm just
one of his sons
kidding.
is called Magnus. That's such a cool name, Magnus Ferrell. Magnus Ferrell. He talks about it's on the Graham Norton show, but he talks about like being at his football game, and one day he was like, Magnus. He was shouting at him, and then he turned around and he was like, what? And Will Ferrell had completely forgotten what he was going to do. He's like, it doesn't matter. Go back.
Doesn't matter. You're doing good, bud.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's married. Will Ferrell is married to a Swedish actress, and she introduced, because Eurovision contest is not that popular in America. It's so quaint, by the way.
Not at all.
It's so quaint. Like, just dip into YouTube there for a minute and look at the bearded man singing in a dress and
bearded lady.
Bearded. Thank you. Person. Bearded person.
Conchita Wurst is her name. Wurst means sausage, by the way. That's a nice little joke.
It's just a background.
Yeah.
And anyway, Will Ferrell has a Swedish wife, and she introduced him to the Eurovision contest, and because he's Will Ferrell, he's like, this is amazing. What is this? That same year, Sweden happens to win, and her whole family is celebrating, and he fell in love with the Eurovision Song Contest right there and then.
Vivica Paulin is her name, just to, instead of keep saying Will Ferrell's Swedish wife. Vivica Paulin.
But if you had a Swedish wife, you would say, here's my Swedish wife.
Here's my Swedish wife.
What's her name? My Swedish wife.
Swedish
not
wife.
Just her, that's all she needs.
She could be Heidi fucking Klum for all I care.
Swedish wife.
Mrs. Swedish wife.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Will
Swedish
Ferrell's
wife.
Swedish wife.
Mrs. Will Ferrell's Swedish wife.
You just turned to Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And he fell in love with it, and then he wanted right there and then he time stamped it, like in his head he was like, I need to make a movie about this crazy quaint song contest in Europe. And then years later he actually co-wrote this, and he actually went and Will Ferrell did research.
That is kind of crazy.
When he did Holmes and Watson, he's like, read that book. Nah, I got it.
I don't even think
I played a game or whatever,
I don't even think they sent him a book. They were like, Sherlock Holmes, right? English detective.
Sure, Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
But he actually went in 2018 to the Eurovision Song Contest to do research.
Yeah.
And for me anyway, I think it shows in the movie. Like, there's care and attention. The song quality is amazing. I actually think the cinematography is great, and they're on location. They actually went to Iceland and they went to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate, because they really show you, like, hey, we're actually on location.
I think that, yes, there was care and attention put into this movie. However,
I
don't think it's trash. 100%. Songs are great. Everyone involved is clearly having a good time. I'd say it was fun to work on this movie.
Sorry.
Jeez, you can't say that. Budweiser.
Virus that shall not be named.
Yeah.
I lost my thought because that cough came in.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Sorry.
I was just saying, clearly everyone had a great time on this set.
And I was going to say, I get that with all his films, though, even the bad ones. I'm like, I'm sure he had a blast.
Same with an Adam Sandler movie. He does movies with his buddies. Of course he's having a good time.
You want to go to Hawaii?
Yeah.
And make a movie?
Yeah, basically. Okay. We'll put you in a Schneider, I guess.
Do you want to go to Hawaii and hang out for a bit with cameras rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically. But...
equals... like $80 million from Netflix.
I know. Whatever. I mean,
man, he's living the best life.
He is living his best life, and for some reason, as you pointed out, he's still strangely relatable.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Have you seen his wife? There's so much plastic in her face, and I would dip into that. Yes. I would brush her hair.
Yeah,
I would hold her hand so tight, like so tight it gets sweaty. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This
is the new PG Ian right here.
that's like 10 seconds of holding a hand with you though when it gets sweaty.
Yeah.
My hands are sweaty now just thinking about it. I'm just
trying to say, like, I won't bang in her back doors or whatever.
Obviously, drink her back sweat, I believe, is the go-to.
I would never say something like that. That's gross, man. That's gross. Moving on.
Pull up a clip. Pull up a clip.
No.
Okay. Fat Diesel.
There's a Fat Diesel.
Okay, there we go.
You wonderful human being.
Anyway, so clearly everyone's having fun. Like, they get real stars from the Eurovision in to sing the worst song in it, by the way. That is
so bad.
It's really not great. But they just repeat plot points. Character motivations make no sense. Like, Pierce Brosnan's dad is disapproving right up until the point he isn't disapproving. which is it doesn't make sense.
It's called a character arc.
There's no
Learn
arc.
about movies.
There's no arc. He's like, I disapprove. The script needs a nice moment, and I'm back is this way. I do against what I said.
This guy likes The Land of the Lost, is it?
Yes, I do like The Land of the Lost.
Show me a story arc.
Okay, I will. So Will Ferrell, he believes that if you fail, it's your own damn vault. And he points at the poster every time, and then
I can't believe you're saying
every
this.
time he says, I could go through the whole plot of this movie. I've seen it many
There's no plot.
times.
There's no plot in the movie.
No, there really
Now
isn't.
I know you're lying.
Two lizard people have sex, take off their skins, and then Will Ferrell and Danny McBride wear the skins to get inside the lizard people place.
Yes. Thank you.
I enjoy that movie more than Eurovision, okay? But I completely missed subtext in this as well. Like blatant subtext. Dan Stevens' character is described on Wikipedia as a flamboyant singer representing Russia. Completely missed the flamboyance. He's meant to have a relationship kind of with Rachel McAdams' character.
Yeah.
Rooting for them the whole movie. The whole movie I was rooting for them to get together.
See, I love this. This is like a disclaimer. I think the words that's coming out of your mouth right now, for anyone who liked the movie, is like, oh, he didn't watch the movie.
Yeah. I watched the movie.
He did, though. He did watch it.
I 100% watched the movie. I was rooting for them the whole time. And then right at the end, I went, oh, why did it get so political all of a sudden? And everyone else who watched the movie was like, he was blatantly like that the whole time.
And I was like,
time. Did not see that.
First instance that he shows up on frame, you're like, oh, he's that guy.
And then
awesome.
And then I watched the clip now, and I was like, I don't remember this looking like this when I watched it originally. But anyway,
context.
Now I will say, there are a few moments in this movie where you got genuine laughs out of me. You know, Demi Lovato's character has a funny bit that I do enjoy. She does
have a funny bit. Like,
it only comes back right at the end.
Puts on loads of...
Well...
Demi Lovato's in this movie, by the way, because it took us a while.
Took us a second.
We were like, what? That's Demi
I heard
the
voice and I went, that sounds like Demi Lovato. And I saw the person and I went...
Wait a minute.
Is that...
There's no edges to that woman.
She's
child-friendly.
She's child-friendly.
Your kid's not going to cut themselves on this woman.
Child-friendly Demi Lovato, yeah.
Child-friendly yeah. Not an edge to her.
I know, yeah.
She put on weight, okay?
She put on weight.
And I really didn't think... I actually was the one to my girlfriend, I went, that's Demi Lovato. And she went, no, it's not.
Yeah.
She ugly. No, she didn't say that, but she was like, no, it's not. That's not Demi Lovato. Like, Demi Lovato is so trim and hot.
She still looks beautiful in it. Yeah. She's still, like, beautiful, but it's like...
She's just off the heroin diet.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what happens.
Unless you're an aging rock star, in which case you do enough heroin, those abs are just embalmed, basically.
Yeah, say no to syringe, say yes to cake.
Yes to cake.
What happens? You blow up.
You do. But
she is in this, and she does have a funny moment.
She does have a funny moment.
And her song is good.
Her song is very good.
All the songs.
Except for the group number. It's not even that...
It's like an advertisement for Eurovision in a way.
Yeah, and you're kind of like...
It is egregious in the way that they're like, yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah.
You know the way, like, they're not trying to be like, this is a really good scene.
No.
It's kind of like, hey, we're just having a bit of fun.
And it's always like, it's a
Will Ferrell movie.
It's a Will Ferrell movie. But, yeah, she's in it. She's a good moment. There's a funny bit with elves that I didn't think I would find funny, and I did.
And I don't think Icelandic people will find it funny.
Well, apparently it is a real thing.
Yeah, it is, though. They believe in elves.
But
Is it elves or fairies?
Elves.
It is elves.
But it's like a serious thing.
So it's not Artemis Fowl fairies.
Not Artemis Fowl
always
fairies.
Get that confused.
Yeah, you got it. It's not a top of the morning to you. It's an elf. It's a... They've taken the hobbits to Isengard. It's that, you know. It's no, it's a real thing. Apparently, I was like, is this super racist to Icelandic people? And it's like, oh no, it is genuinely something that they do. It's a tradition and everything.
But they do kind of make fun of it a little bit, of their belief in elves, which
but then
is gonna happen because you're crazy if you believe in elves.
Yeah, but then it's justified, you know.
Yeah, it is.
You see, I thought it was something like...
No, I think it's tongue in cheek as well.
Oh, it's tongue in cheek, but I also thought it was something like, if it was set in Ireland, it's like, she's giving gold to the leprechaun every day, and I'd be like, okay, right, I guess we're going this route.
Yeah. But they don't go that bad. Like, it's not that silly. Maybe the Icelandic people, they're like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know.
By the way, Dan Stevens totally believes in elves as well. Rachel McAdams' character believes in elves. I was like, these two are perfect for each other. I don't see why they won't get together.
There's reasons.
I don't see anything that could possibly get in the way of this relationship.
Here's an idea. Maybe watch the movie next time.
I did watch the movie. I did. I stared at it and I went, I want to kill myself. I want to watch anything else. Let me watch Drive again, please. But it's probably got lots of Icelandic or Nordic actors that I don't recognize, but probably
Yeah,
Nordic people got a kick out of.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I was thinking the same
Hey,
thing.
that guy.
That person.
Yeah.
She related to Bjork. Is she Icelandic? I think she's Icelandic.
I think she's
the
Icelandic.
only Icelandic person that's famous in
Yeah,
my head.
In your head, yeah.
And
I
I'm right.
See you all over me. Remember that Jason Derulo song?
No.
In my head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks for that.
I'm so lame. I love that song. Jason Derulo is weird though. Remember the cat school thing?
Oh my god.
Put up a photo.
Oh, there we go. He's on all fours.
He's on all fours.
And he's a sexy guy.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, what else is there to say about this movie?
I'm just gonna say I liked it, and I was surprised I liked it. And then I went on to Rotten Tomatoes, and this also proves that Connor's totally wrong, and I'm really right.
We're not allowed to have dissenting opinions on this podcast anymore.
Well, when you're really wrong, like it's embarrassing.
It's bad. Like how you're wrong about Land of the Lost.
Sure. Let the public vote on that one.
Oh, we should put up an Instagram poll. Who likes the movie Land of the Lost?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do that. And you're gonna regret. You're gonna eat those words.
Well, the options are yes, and I really like it. Those are the two options.
You want to go on to Rotten Tomatoes right now and just compare the two?
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. I feel like
I'm feeling confident.
I feel confident too. I bet Land of the Lost.
I think I gained an inch since this conversation started.
It's because you put the jacket on at the beginning.
Yeah,
You're
true.
still feeling powerful.
Yeah. Gained an inch in my pants.
Ayo.
Land of the Lost.
That means you've 2 inches in your pants.
Hell yeah, boy.
Yeah, that's something to brag about.
That's just the width we're talking about, right?
That's double
they
the
call me
fun.
the stump.
The chode.
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. I'm guessing. What will I guess?
I'm gonna guess 20%.
17%.
What? You're supposed to like this.
I think people are wrong though.
26%.
Oh,
That's way higher. Where I can tell you that Eurovision Song Contest is on 62%.
I don't know if you see this, but on the poster it says "Laugh Out Loud Funny." Beneath
That's
that,
the best joke in the whole movie.
beneath that it says Connor. That's who said that. Yeah. Connor said that.
Very full name there.
Oh, cut that last name out. Cut the second name out. No one can
What's
know
your
my
address?
second name. Yeah.
26%, where this Eurovision Song Contest movie is actually the highest rated Will Ferrell movie of the last decade. That is solely like his movie. So we're not talking Lego Movie Part 1 or 2 or Between Two Ferns, but they're not his movie.
No.
I know he's like a main player, especially in the Lego Movie 1.
And he's a producer of Between Two Ferns as well.
Yeah, the Gary Sanchez production.
Well, it's a.
But you know, it's not his movie. He's not
Funny
the
or
lead
Die.
character.
Yeah. No, he's not the lead. He's not a main. He's this is like a Will Ferrell venture, I believe would be the term.
A starring vehicle. I guess you could say. But will we move on to a movie that both of us really enjoyed?
Yes, let's.
Because I know we're just beating a dead horse here.
We are. You should. I mean, you can watch Eurovision. If you,
I think they could.
Yeah,
I think they can.
If you go into it not expecting much, you'll probably like it.
Yeah, I went in with low expectations. I will say that, and then I was like, "Hey, I'm enjoying this." And then I looked and went, "It's probably nearly over," and it was an hour in. And I was like, "Oh well, it's an hour in, so it's probably nearly over." And then I seen, "Oh, there's another hour left." Okay.
You know what's great about this movie? In the first hour, they do the storyline where he walks away and comes back. And in case you forgot what happened in the first hour, in the second hour, they do a storyline where he goes away and comes back.
That's what I love about it, man.
It repeats itself, so you don't forget what happened in the first half.
Because I did forget, and I was like, wait, this seems familiar.
That's good storytelling right there. That scriptwriter should get, all
All
the money. All the money. Land of the Lost is hilarious.
Will Ferrell co-wrote it, so you're talking about Will Ferrell.
I am talking about Will Ferrell. He probably had his hand in Land of the Lost as well. A very good movie.
Okay.
Land of the Lost and Mamma Mia. Connor's recommendations.
I like it.
That's on my list.
I can't think of like a really
Terminator Salvation. Also on
get
Connor's
the fuck
list.
out. There's the door.
I will never watch that movie again.
Yeah, because you can never, if you don't revisit it, you're never wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. I like that way of thinking. That's how I think in life in general.
Me too.
That's
why I never want to run into an ex.
I know. I think no.
I was correct.
The stories I told my friends are true.
Yeah. Everything I said about you is true.
You are abusive.
Yeah, you're not a really nice person who I did wrong things to. Anyway, let's move on.
This could be a Shia LaBeouf appreciation episode.
Yeah, it could.
And I'd be gladly yeah. I gladly say that.
You lost the run of yourself.
I don't
there.
know what I was saying. I was just thinking of Shia LaBeouf, and I was like, just dreaming.
I sat there and I went, "Will I save him?" And I went, "No. Let's see if he pulls himself together." Yes, this could be a Shia LaBeouf appreciation podcast because before this, we stuck on the Hot Ones episode with him on it because you told me about it, and I was like, "Let's just watch the first 5 minutes." Sat through the whole thing.
30 minutes long. Sat through the whole thing. My favorite Hot Ones episode ever.
He's awesome. If you don't know what Hot Ones is, they eat hot wings, answer questions. It's one of the most consumable 30-minute long products I've ever seen on YouTube.
Good. It's free, it's on YouTube, and it's brilliant. And please don't tune into that until the end of this episode. Hey, want to like and subscribe?
Yeah, check us out on Instagram. Tell your friends.
Instagram, Facebook. We're on pretty much every podcast platform. And if you're listening to this, you can also watch it if you want references and things like that. Yeah. And to see our beautiful faces.
Yes, and I exclusively respond to thirst comments only.
Oh, yeah.
Ian responds to all of them, but I exclusively...
Good guy syndrome right
Good guy syndrome there, but I exclusively respond to thirst comments.
I welcome them, though.
So we welcome them.
I want to build an ego on those
so far,
comments.
Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
But there's been a few.
Is there anyone we should shout out in our community that we've forgotten to shout out last week?
I don't think so. Is there?
I don't know. I can't think.
I don't think so.
I can't think right now.
We named a good few people.
We did. We named some people last time.
Yeah.
We'll get yous again.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We want to be more celebratory of our little community.
Nice.
And I do mean little.
And I will gladly... That's like my word where I just stop all the time now.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf, you should watch it. Oh, the Hot Ones is so good.
It is.
He's a beautiful person. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
You know what? He's like a fragile flower that went through the whole Hollywood blender, and he got fucked up.
He's also weird. He's done some weird stuff, but I feel like it's response to...
Some of it's his own doing, but at the same time, if you watch this movie that we're going to talk about, his childhood literally is the making of a broken person. Yeah. That's what you could say his childhood was. The making of a broken person. You want to see the behind the scenes of a broken person and how they're made? Watch Honey Boy.
That would be a good name for a concept album. The making of a broken person.
And it has to be like a really indie guy. He's got a fringe over one of his eyes, or both of his eyes, and you can barely see him.
Yeah.
Plays acoustic guitar.
He does.
Sings about Trump.
He kills himself halfway through the album. The other half takes place in the afterlife.
Love it. Is it a concept album, or is he really killing himself and there's a ghost?
Concept album. Like Meatloaf. Bad Out of Hell is all about a guy who dies in a motorcycle accident.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yeah.
Where, who's it? Paul McCartney's like, we're making a concept album.
Yeah.
John Lennon's like, no, we're fucking not.
No, we're not.
So there's half a concept album and half other songs that are just not a part of it.
And Ringo Starr says, what are we doing? I'm here for the money.
I'll do whatever you guys tell me.
I've got to narrate Thomas the Tank Engine. And George Harrison is still alive.
Yeah.
And then he's dead. We just named all 4 Beatles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes there's always one you forget. I think it's George Harrison I normally forget.
Yeah, it would be him. Yeah, definitely not Ringo Starr because he has just an amazing name.
Yeah.
Not an amazing skill behind a drum kit.
No.
But the amazing name. And what's the joke that he always
The worst drum player in the Beatles was Ringo Starr.
Was Ringo Starr. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would make a bad comedian because of his bad timing. Tip my comedic act there.
Fat Diesel.
Honey Boy.
Oh
yeah, well the Hot Ones. Oh, I'm telling you, it's beautiful to watch. And
it is.
What I was saying is the guy has been through it all. He was rinsed dry, I would say, Hollywood style, and then he came out the other end. And I only talked about this I think 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Artemis Fowl and how much I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And it's like all that drug abuse and making sex tape is best work ever. Check it out.
Best work ever. Eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
You should hear him even talking about Miami Vice, and he's like, a Michael Mann movie. Michael Mann's so good. He made Heat.
Yeah.
He's the director of Heat, and he's like, I have no idea what was going on. Through that movie, I just fucking went with it. I was high as fuck. And he came out the other end, and he's so self-aware. He's hilarious. He's articulate. He's
sweet.
He's a genuine human being, and I love it. I actually love it. And I see this in Shia LaBeouf as well.
Me too.
And you can kind of there's sprinkles of rehab in the way he reacts to things now. It looks like he's just trying to find the good in everything.
Yeah.
and he seems a lot more organized. Even when you watch Hot Ones, he's like fixing the bottles on the table.
Yeah.
He's like, I need no chaos in my life.
It's so weird because like it's not something you would think about unless he was the fact that he's specifically doing it though, and you see him do it. It's like it's almost like a thing of it.
It's the first time I've ever seen. Now maybe someone will go, I watch Hot Ones all the time and stars do it all the time. I've watched many episodes and I've never seen someone take the bottle and put the cap back on and then put it perfectly back in its place.
Yeah.
Who's not Sean Evans, the interviewer.
Even Sean Evans can be pretty. He just goes with whatever the guest goes with as well.
He seems like he's appreciating Shia LaBeouf's almost vulnerability.
Yeah. The first question he asked, Shia LaBeouf says, "Sorry, I missed what you were saying.
I was enamored with you.
I was enamored with you. You're so good at this." And I'm like, ooh.
And then he tried to say the question again, and he's like, "Oh man, you practice in front of the mirror. You're so good at this."
Yeah.
Like,
it was really cool. Shia LaBeouf, I came to the conclusion when I was watching the Hot Ones episode, because he's one of those people where you throw out at a party. It's like, you attracted to Shia LaBeouf, and people go no. And then I'm watching it, and I started doing the girl thing. You know when you start liking someone, you start like. And you kind of like smile a little bit as they're talking.
You're trying to make yourself small, petite, and cute
you
him.
You realize you're just listening and looking at him, and I'm like, man, I think Shia LaBeouf is dreaming.
I would dip in.
And I feel, and at the end, he's like, thanks, it was lovely meeting you all. And I'm like, I bet he went up to every person there and was like, hey, nice to meet you.
And he remembered their names. I get that impression because they're all enamored with him. You can feel the people behind the camera's eyes looking at him because they laugh at everything. And I've watched comedians, professional stand-up comedians on that.
Don't get that big a reaction.
Yeah.
By the way, it's so many women are laughing as well.
You can hear.
The
gender's lopsided. They're like, oh my God.
They're like the giggling. And he is genuinely funny.
It is hard to hear his voice over the waves crashing in their pants.
It is, yeah.
Bulgarine is back.
He's sweating on that episode, but it's from like sea spray.
Yeah, he's just getting that little flash.
Yeah, it is. He keeps like... He's like,
for fuck's sake. Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
And that leads us to the movie, Honey Boy.
Yeah.
A fantastic piece of work. The story behind Honey Boy, like this is a movie. It's beautiful. Like this is a movie that Shia LaBeouf wrote as a part of his treatment in rehab.
The story of the movie is the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is like, and it's like they say it's semi-autobiographical, and the kid's name in it
is Otis.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
It's so Shia LaBeouf.
There's even Stevens references. The movie, the opening of the movie is amazing, and it's so clear. Like if going into it knowing that it's a semi-autobiographical, really biographical movie.
And just to give like a heads up, like it's about a turbulent relationship with his father, in case people didn't know about that.
Oh yeah, sorry, we should
just to give some context to what we're saying actually.
Yeah, the synopsis of the movie is this actor goes to rehab and they're like, you need to write down stuff that makes you angry or something that brings big emotions, and he starts writing and thinking about his dad, and
it kind of zips in and out like back and forth.
Yeah, it takes place in two timelines. He's played by Lucas Hedges in the modern day, shall we say.
Hey, you want to make a bad movie? Check out his filmography. It's pristine.
It's pretty pristine.
It's like Leonardo DiCaprio would be like, tip my cap to you.
Tip my cap to you. A tip of the cap to you, sir.
Yeah. Swedish model, 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Around his arm. Yeah.
Always consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Leo. How would you know if it was Leo DiCaprio if there wasn't a model hanging around him?
Exactly.
Yeah. But Lucas Hedges plays him in like the modern time, and Noah Jupe is the young Otis Shia.
I think he's like 12, 13-ish.
Yeah, he's so cool. And Shia LaBeouf plays the dad, aka his own father.
Yeah, and it's excellent.
It is.
But there's like so much turbulence in his childhood that it kind of. You know what? It makes me embarrassed at how I reacted around 5 years ago, because I would always be like, Shia LaBeouf's an idiot.
Yeah.
What an idiot. Like I was just always, because you know he got super weird. He was rapping. He had paper bags over his head with "I'm not famous anymore."
Yeah.
And I was like, what's Shia LaBeouf's deal? He's having a proper Britney Spears moment here. Except it lasted like 2 years. He was getting arrested for bar fights all the time. He looked like he started doing all those weird movies, like he was doing Nymphomaniac, and I heard that he sent the director in a tape of him fucking the shit out of his girlfriend. Have you heard of that story?
Yeah, I heard that.
It's like, here's my audition tape.
Yeah.
Here, I'm just going to set up this camera here, and we're going to fuck. And
it's for an audition.
How's that not on, like, Pornhub?
I know,
How is that on?
How do we not have that?
I know.
I mean, we've Colin Farrell's, so, like, how do we not have Shia LaBeouf's? Come on.
That's called Breakfast and Tiffany's.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, he did star in a movie called Nymphomaniac, so I mean, you just watch that. I'm guessing it's.
And I think they do have real sex in that movie, right? So.
She's in an Oreo.
When does it become pornographic?
I don't know. She's in an Oreo at one stage. let you figure out what that is.
Okay. Oh, I know exactly what that is. And I know that scene, man. They're like baseball bats hitting her face. Like, Jesus Christ.
And we're not going to explain.
Yeah. Poor woman. Poor French woman.
Poor woman. She's loving it, though.
She was loving it, but I wouldn't say she would love... If she was a horse rider, she would not love the next day.
No, she really wouldn't. You know...
To be honest, horses were riding her.
Yeah, they
Two
were.
stallions.
They were.
Black Beauty.
Black Bam-a-lamb.
Oh my God, sorry.
So, Honey Boy.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah, it is a beautiful movie. And it's so autobiographical. Like, his dad is a former rodeo clown. Shia LaBeouf's dad is a former rodeo clown. You get into... I don't really want to give away this movie too much, but
No, it is out a year, so I think we can give away smidges here and there.
We're trying to do... Like, you learn about... There's kind of a history of alcoholism in the family, and then, like, you grow... The way I saw it described by a reviewer, and I can't really see it, but it was kind of in a few reviews, where it was like Shia LaBeouf, in the script and in the movie, because you feel this the whole time, is trying to reconcile his anger towards his father also with his will to forgive. Like, throughout this whole movie, it's like you feel like you want to forgive the father and be like, I'm on your side, but at the same time he's being a piece of shit. You're really angry about it, you know?
You hate his father, and I do love how they give you snippets of humanity at times where you kind of go, okay, his father's also a tortured soul.
Yeah.
And I can kind of see how he wants to be a good dad, but he just can't. It's almost like his own faults just don't allow him. There's moments where his dad's like, oh, I'm going to be a good dad, He's like, fuck this, I can't be good. I'm doing something right for a moment. You turn.
Yeah.
You turn, let's screw it up.
He's so manic as well. Like, he'll be having a nice moment one minute, and then the next second he's like, what the fuck you do that for?
Yeah.
And then immediately he's back to this, like...
It's like a bipolar.
Yeah,
you know, that way
it really
where
is.
He's one way, and it's just a 180.
Yeah.
But I must say, I am enamored with this movie.
Yeah,
I really am.
Me too.
It's the idea of Shia LaBeouf, after going through all that, the whole Hollywood blender, goes to rehab. And he had to go to rehab, at least in the movie, because... he would spend 4 years in prison or go to rehab. That was the choice.
Rehab. That was the choice.
Now, I wonder if that... I'd say it's pretty close to that. Maybe, you know, he's a film star, so maybe it was 1 year. Maybe it was 4 months.
Well, that's the thing. Like, film stars get to avoid... for behavior like drunk and disorderly and all that stuff, they normally get to it. That's the thing. It's like you don't go to prison, you go to rehab.
Of course, because their life's worth more than ours.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Unless you... Well, actually, even if you kill someone, Matthew Broderick, murderer.
Hello. In this country.
In this country. Not a murderer. I shouldn't say manslaughter. But, you know, killed someone.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
What?
She killed someone.
Oh, yeah, she... Oh,
yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Don't let them behind the wheel.
Oh, yeah. That's a soundbite right there. Right there. That's a Washington Post article waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like... I can't even... I've forgotten what I was trying to say. Oh, I've lost it.
Well, the father... Shia LaBeouf is so excellent in it as well. And I was thinking, he's around 30. I think Shia LaBeouf is 33. I want to say he's 33.
And he's so young.
But when you see him in this movie playing his father, they give him bad hair. And just instantly you're like, okay.
Oh, yeah, he's old.
Also, he just loses a lot of weight for it. And you're like, okay. He's old.
He looks good in that Hot Ones interview. Like, he's
bulky.
He's bulky. That's what I want to look like.
He's 34, so what, he was around 32 filming this movie?
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered what I wanted to say. This movie is a tight hour and a half.
Yeah, there's not an ounce of fat on Shia LaBeouf's body or this movie.
It's awesome. Like,
it's so good. Also, you're kind of going, did he... You know, he was writing this during rehab. How did he get so much right? If you actually look at the... You know, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to try act like I know what I'm talking about.
And I'm going to go with you and say, you do know what you're talking about whenever you do something.
But when you look at that movie, I go, that's a script clinic right there. That's a script writing clinic. And this is the first time Shia LaBeouf wrote a movie.
As far as I'm aware,
and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And everything, it just ticks every box. So, I don't know if it's just, maybe someone came in and cleaned it up a bit. I don't know.
Excellent direction from Alma Harrell.
Feature debut.
Made
some music videos
She's a music video director. She's Israeli. Alma Harrell, she's great in it.
Bit of a dime piece as well.
She is. She's very nice. And... current Shia LaBeouf girlfriend Fira Twigs is in it as well. She plays FKA. Excuse me, Twigs.
Come on.
My notes are that does look like an R, Connor, and I wrote these. FKA Twigs is in it. She's like Shy Girl. That's the name of her character
Shy Girl,
as well.
yeah.
It's
very endearing.
It is very endearing, but also like really fucked up.
Yeah.
Kind of. But like...
we should say, because you were going to do this, I interrupted you because I wanted to give some context to the story and what we're talking about. But the intro of this movie is Lucas Hedges. By the way, Lucas Hedges is like such a good actor. I think he's 22, 23.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
I know.
could I have some talent, please?
Please.
Like, what the hell happened there?
He's so good as Shia LaBeouf in this.
Manchester by the Sea was the time where I was like, who is this young man that's killing it?
He's also in 3 Billboards South of Missouri, Boy Erased.
He's in a bunch. He's in a plethora of Wes Anderson movies. He's in Grand Budapest Hotel and Moonrise Kingdom as well. He just only makes amazing movies.
He seems to. So
whoever his agent is, they can read a script.
Yeah, someone has given him great scripts, and the same with the kid as well. Noah Jupe is like
he's crushing it.
He's crushing it. He was in Holmes and Watson though.
Do you know we were only talking about nice.
Yeah,
we were only talking about Artemis Fowl and how Ferdia Shaw is just. It's his first acting role, and it's clearly his first acting role, you know. And sadly, he's only 12 or 13, and you're watching and going, "Oh, I want to root for this guy because he's a young boy who's Irish."
Yeah,
and also his grandfather is Robert Shaw.
Yeah.
Quint from Jaws or Red Grant from Russia with Love.
Yeah.
And you go, "Oh, this kid's just he's not there yet."
Yeah.
This kid is amazing.
He's so good.
He's amazing.
He's playing a 12-year-old, and he's such a grown-up 12-year-old.
There's layers to his performance. It's so nuanced. He's crying. He's happy. He's the guy who can like smile through the torture in a way. Like this, the way I would actually summarize this movie is it's beautifully torturous.
It is. It's beautifully torturous.
And it's beautifully traumatizing.
And Shia LaBeouf talks about how this movie, he almost felt selfish making it because it's literally only for him. He's like, no one else's story is like this. Like, I'm just making this for me so I can feel better about everything.
I think it cost $3 million to make. It's pretty much like a $3.5 million it cost to make. So it's like his therapy costs. His therapy was a $3.5 million budget movie.
Yeah.
That was therapeutic for him.
But that's what makes the story so interesting because it's so unique. Like, it's such a unique situation. Sure, there are overarching themes that, like, you can understand and relate to.
Yeah.
But it's such a unique movie, very unique situation for all the characters, you know?
They're so real.
They're really, like, they're real people. And it's kind of crazy how good this movie is.
The intro is Lucas Hedges.
Yes, sorry.
And he's clearly on the Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Shia LaBeouf
very obviously
made Transformers 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And it's just a great scene where he's doing some stunt work. Probably where half the budget went.
Yeah.
Because it looks amazing.
It does. This is, by the way, very cheap movie to make. 100%.
3.5 million. 3.5. That's the budget.
I know, that's the budget, but like there's like 3 sets and 8 actors and that's it, you know?
And like he wrote it while he was doing rehab. It's such a cost effective movie.
It is. And it's just great. Lucas Hedges does this great job of being sincere and angry at the exact same time. And I don't know.
Why do I like him? Because he's a dick in this.
Yeah, like I've never seen that emotion in someone before.
But you know, it makes sense because they keep giving you context to his grief. You're like, oh, but here's the PTSD. Yeah. Here's the making of that PTSD that he's now dealing with.
That's so. It is amazing because she's like.
And we keep going back and forth. So you're kind of like, he's an asshole. Then you see what happened in his childhood for a minute, and you're like, oh my God, he's actually doing great for a guy who went through this.
Yeah, he's trying to do his best, but he's really fucked up.
So you're always on his side, and you're always on the kid's side.
Yeah, you know? It's great. And it like this isn't spoiling much, but when he goes to therapy, the first thing she says is like, oh, she lists off a lot of things. She's like, you're actually showing signs of PTSD, and immediately he's like, what? PTSD from what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And it's like, after you go through this whole movie, you're like, you can totally see why he has PTSD. He's constantly on his toes with his father because his father's like switching back and forth.
Yeah.
And you told me this great story. I'm going to give you credit for it, but also steal it. Shia LaBeouf had to go to his dad to look for permission to make this movie.
Yes.
And I hope his dad eventually said yes, but Shia LaBeouf lied to him and said Mel Gibson was going to play him, and his dad loves Mel Gibson.
So he was like, okay, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
I'll sign the contract.
Yeah. Although Mel Gibson would do a very good job with this crazy manic guy who's like switching on a dime and everything.
Mel, he's not anti-Semitic. Yeah. You don't know this.
Yeah. He's like, he's my dad.
It's a layer, okay?
He's my dad. I do know. He's not anti-Semitic.
You know, he'd actually do some research and he'd meet with the father and they'd have this deep talk about alcoholism and trying to get through it, trying to be sober for your son and all like that, and the depression, the bipolar, everything. And then he'd be like, what do you think of Jews? And his dad would be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing? I want to talk about chickens.
He just flips to a new page, and he just has, what do you think of Jews? And he's like,
no, it's he's got his own binder for it.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the Jews?
He's like, do you want me to talk more about how I'm a rodeo clown? You covered that. Jews now, please. Yeah, it's awesome. Watch this movie again. 90 minutes. It's distributed by Amazon, which is weird. It was snapped up by then.
Not over here.
No, not over here. But it's on YouTube. You can rent it there.
But Amazon's the perfect home for this type of movie as well.
100%.
It's like, what's it gonna do in the cinema? You know that way,
Yeah.
like it's gonna get crushed.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crushed.
It would, but I mean, I'd like to see. When did it come out? 2019.
2019.
Yeah, so no Oscar.
No.
Yeah.
It won a few awards, but like small awards. I think the director got 1 or 2 awards. I don't see how it didn't win a huge amount. The kid alone.
The kid is amazing.
Like Lucas Hedges is great and all, but we know he's great.
Yeah.
That kid Noah Jupe, is that his name?
Yeah, Noah Jupe.
He is crushing it. He's the best performance of the entire movie, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, he's the most layered performance. He's playing both a young child and an old man at the exact same time.
Although I will say, Shia LaBeouf, the moments where you get glimpses of his own humanity and you really see a glimpse into his PTSD, you know, the making of him as a broken person.
As a broken father.
Yeah. And you're like, Jesus, no wonder like this.
But then the layer of the fact that this is all semi-autobiographical, it just feels like we're doing this movie a disservice. It's autobiographical. Like, there's so many layers to this whole story. It's so cool.
I also came out of the movie thinking, I wonder if Shia LaBeouf could write another movie, because he might not.
Yeah,
you know, like that might just, it's so personal. Like even the dialogue is perfect. The dialogue is so good. I'm like, I know, I've seen that, I've witnessed that sort of person.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that way.
You
Like
just know these people.
It's a bad person. Like when he's playing his father, I'm like, that's fucking real right there.
Yeah.
That's real, right? You know, it's not glamorized. It's not some glorious trauma that looks amazing. No, like it's beautiful, but it's not at the same time.
It's a real person.
It's got edges.
Yeah,
it's got edges, unlike Demi Lovato.
A childproof Demi Lovato.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really cool. And it's got 94% Rotten Tomatoes, 7.3 on IMDb, and the Irish Times gave it like 3 out of 5. And I'm like, why is there no consensus on how good this movie is?
Hey, world, make up your mind.
Make up your mind. Make up how you feel about this.
I'll make it for you.
Yeah, it's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's 94% critic, 92% audience. So like,
I guess it's not a movie for everyone, but I would say just barely. I mean, it's not that weird of a movie. It's beautiful to watch. Like the cinematography is great, the music is great, the acting is great, and it's a tight 94 minutes.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know how you can not like this movie when it's 94 minutes. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's concise and it's good. Like, there's nothing in it that's bad.
Also, I just love how ashamed I was of how much I hated Shia LaBeouf 5 years ago. Like, I know hate's a strong word, but he was a joke to me. And now he was a joke to just about everybody, but still. When you actually watch the movie, it almost makes you ashamed. Well, at least it made me ashamed. Where I was like, wow, that guy, he's a real person.
He is. He's a real guy.
Like all Hollywood stars are also real people. You know, behind
except
closed
Tom
doors.
Cruise. He's a god.
He is a god.
He is a god.
He is Scientology, by the way.
He is. He is the face of it, basically. But everyone should watch Honey Boy.
Couldn't recommend it more. And if you don't like Shia LaBeouf, watch it.
Yeah,
I honestly think it's a great exercise. Just watch that movie.
I recommend it for people who don't like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah.
And then if you don't like him after that, you don't matter to me. You're not a real person. So you don't have a heart.
We'll add that to the list of people who don't matter to Ian.
There's a lot.
We'll get a big list of what you have to meet certain criteria, and if you don't, obviously you don't matter to Ian.
Don't get me started on religion. Oh, back in out of that moonwalk, out of that conversation.
Yeah. Tax collector.
Tax shy.
So basically, what started this whole thing is the Tax Collector trailer. The whole Shia LaBeouf appreciation was the Tax Collector trailer came out, which is the new David Ayer Shia LaBeouf movie. That's
the director of that fantastic movie, Bright.
Yes, that one.
The director of that fantastic movie, Suicide Squad.
Oscar award-winning Suicide Squad.
Love it.
Never forget that.
Nice drop there.
Thank you. David Ayer released the Ayer cut, hashtag, by the way. So yeah, it's basically like an end of watch style, but from the gangster's perspective. Like Shia LaBeouf, and we should say the other actor's name because I think he's the other starring role, and just because we don't recognize him doesn't mean.
Well, he's not blue on Wikipedia.
Oh, is he not? Yeah, Bobby Soto and Shia LaBeouf. So, so the two of them are like tax collectors where they go around to the gangs and they take the money for the big gangs.
Yeah.
And Shia LaBeouf is clearly the bruiser, and the other guy is kind of the nicer face of it. And Shia LaBeouf has weird cauliflower ear in it, and it's really noticeable.
And also, it's a weird creative choice to get him as thin, Shia LaBeouf, because he looks like he needs to have that power.
And yes,
but it works.
It does. It works really well.
He looks scary. He's got that gaunt look. Like his face is so slim.
He pulls off the Latino accent. He's got the look as well. I don't think there's any Latin blood in him. Is he?
Half Cajun.
He's half
so
Cajun.
He's got a bit of flavor to him.
He's half Cajun, half Jew. That's what he said himself.
Yeah, that's
his
what he
own
said.
words.
Yeah.
But yeah.
1/10 madman.
Yeah. This movie looks cool. It looks like End of Watch again. It looks like End of Watch and Training Day.
Yeah,
and
had a baby.
Yeah.
And now Training Day, David Ayer only wrote. He didn't direct.
No.
But End of Watch, he also did Harsh Times, which has a very similar kind of feel.
Yeah.
Street Kings kind of has a similar feel as well.
Basically, all the stuff you actually like from David Ayer, this is what it looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm quite excited about it, and you should check out the trailer.
It's an intense trailer, and I hope it's good. Now, I have one major reservation.
Yeah.
And it's that this movie was filmed a long time ago.
Really?
It's been in post-production for 2 years.
Oh, shit.
That's it. I was only... Now, we both texted and we were like, oh, hey, have you seen this trailer? It looks great. Actually, you harassed me about it.
I did harass him, yeah. But then I sent him a very...
Hashtag I work out, so, I was busy and all.
And then I sent him a lovely video to, cheer him up.
Yeah. That did lube me up, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd say so. You deserved it after that workout.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a lot of calories.
It was. This sounds like we both had gay sex with each other.
Moving right along. So we watched the trailer, and I was going, hey, this looks like the David Ayer movie that David Ayer should make. And then I looked it up on just Wikipedia, just looking at the background. It finished filming in August 2018. And I was like, ooh. So I don't like the look of that, because it's coming out in August 2020, which means it's finished filming 2 years ago, which means that the studio was sitting on it for quite some time. Probably took 8 months to edit. So it's been sitting there on the shelf for a year and 4 months. I don't like the look of that. Now, it could just be timing. And then maybe this pandemic happened. Maybe it was going to be earlier on in the year it was going to be released. But I don't like the look of that. It does look like a movie that should go straight to PVOD.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to the movies to see this,
Maybe me not either. I'm not sure.
I watched End of Watch that way, and that was the perfect way to watch that movie.
I've seen that in the cinema.
Did you?
I must say I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena.
I like that they didn't like each other, and then they grew to like each other in that movie.
You have to.
Yeah.
Your life's in your partner's hands.
Yeah.
I'm excited though.
If you haven't seen End of Watch, watch End of Watch.
You watch End of Watch. Don't watch Sabotage, which is also a David Ayer movie. That movie, oh my god, that slapped me in my face. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's back from retirement, and he just dipped into a few bad movies, and that was one that really... Wait, but Sam Worthington's in it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make it better.
Oh, that's their link, and that's like one of my favorite movies, Terminator Salvation,
Hey,
Sam Worthington and Arnold Schwarzenegger's look alike, but then the two of them finally got to work together on Sabotage, and it was what we all hoped for.
Have you seen that movie?
Utter trash. Yeah, it's terrible.
It just takes a dump on your face.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And just this whole release the Ayer cut, you're like, okay, hold up there.
Yeah.
David Ayer made Sabotage. His movie after Suicide Squad was Bright.
Yeah.
Where he wasted the time of Joel Edgerton and Will Smith. And then he also made Suicide Squad. I was reverting back. No, there was one other one that
Fury.
he made. Sorry. I like Fury.
Yeah, I know. It's good, yeah.
Yeah, give
Fury's
me Brad
good.
Pitt's face and his hair.
That's what Shia LaBeouf has those cuts on his face now.
Because he's a madman.
He is a madman, but they suit him.
Now, it does say in Hot Ones, he was like, I was just trying to rally the troops, like John Bernthal was doing something, and Logan Lerman was doing
Yeah.
something else. He doesn't say Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt's the star. He doesn't hang out with those guys.
No.
And like Logan Lerman was doing something else. So he filed down his tooth and he cut his own face and scarred it. You know, the other guys were like, "Man, we're doing sit-ups." You know, like
he didn't shower. That was the other thing.
Oh, he didn't shower.
He
as
didn't
well.
shower, but it was like he was like, "No, we were all doing stuff. We were just trying to rally the troops, get people going and everything." And it's like I haven't heard anything the other guys do. So
Yeah.
I think you're
Brent
kind of.
Hall was like shopping for snapbacks. That was his thing, you know.
Yeah, he was just not losing character. He was just keeping the accent up the whole time. That was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we talking about?
Yeah, check out the trailer for Tax Collector.
Yeah.
Or Dead Tax Collector. I like the look of it, and I hope it's good. I just don't
Yeah.
like the fact that it was kind of stuck in post production.
I didn't
Well,
know
it's not
about
even
that.
stuck in post production. You know, it was made.
Yeah.
And then it was just sat there on a shelf gathering dust.
Which normally means middle of the road to poor movie. Which
Yeah,
is annoying.
usually. Who knows though? And
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf looks like he's doing another Shia LaBeouf performance.
He
He looks
is.
crazy in it.
He's got some great line delivery.
Yeah, he's
like,
scary.
He's like, I don't want to kill you. I do. I love that. It's so good.
Because when he says it, you're like, okay, I
Yeah.
believe you.
It's such good delivery.
I believe you if you weren't acting right now and you were just on the street.
But not the Shia LaBeouf I saw in Hot Ones.
No.
That guy's a cuddly little bear.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Adorable. That's post rehab.
Just sit and look at him.
Post therapy.
Talk to me, Shia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lend me your boots.
Yeah, let me. Oh, he's got such good style. They show
really does.
I'd never noticed his style before, but then on Hot Ones they always like break down people who are like known for having good style, and they were showing pictures, and I'm like, damn, do I want to dress like Shia LaBeouf?
I think I do.
I think I do, and I think I will. I'll gradually transition into LaBeouf territory.
Will we move on to news?
Well, you could talk about the Old Guard trailer quickly while we're on trailers.
Yes, the Charlize Theron Netflix movie that comes out next week.
Yeah, Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron. Yeah.
Check out the poster. It'll put you to sleep.
It's a boring poster. It's a Terminator Salvation poster.
It is.
All the one
Great
color.
movie though, as you said.
Excellent movie. 100%.
Direct quote from Connor there.
Yeah. That's on the box.
Yeah, the movie. A trailer looks kind of fun.
It's based on a graphic novel.
It's getting decent reviews.
Getting decent reviews. It's meant to be a very good action movie. It's about immortals who are like mercenaries and everything, and have been alive for so many years. But like, the two most interesting people is like the two female stars. I don't know the other actresses.
The other guys look like
the other guys
cannon fodder.
Bland, and it's like
and Ejiofor.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I wonder who's dying
Is
in
it
here.
Chiwetel?
Chiwetel Ejiofor. Yeah.
Okay.
I probably
Get a new name.
I know. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but
Yeah.
anyway. And even Charlize Theron, like, she's one of the more interesting looking people, and even then, she doesn't pop. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I want to like the movie.
She looks like the Resident Evil lady. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
She does. Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich, yeah.
God damn, I'd brush her hair.
Yeah,
oh man, I'd kiss her face.
I know.
PG Ian.
Yeah.
Hello.
Very nice. Very nice.
Demi Moore though. Fuck's sake, man.
Wow.
Get a treadmill. What you saying?
Demi Lovato is who you mean.
Yeah. Get her back on the heroin, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Direct quote.
Yeah.
Right after you're like, PG Ian, get her back on heroin.
Clip that one.
Get her back on heroin.
Yeah, it does look. It looks slightly boring, and I'm hoping it's not. Like even the color palette, you're just like,
Yeah, and at one stage, like to show that she's immortal, a character stabs her in a non-lethal position, and she kind of goes
just below the shoulder.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
just
like
below?
she kind of goes ow and pulls it out, and it's like, but that just shows she can take pain. It doesn't show she can't die.
And it just it kind of the way she acts to it. Her reaction is like someone just pinched her.
Yeah,
it's like I'm awake. Wait,
a really hard pinch though, like you didn't see coming because she kind of goes ugh, and then she like pulls it out. Can you not do that again?
Yeah, like
typical.
Seriously, throws a knife away. I'm like waste
of a knife. Yeah. Yeah, but
I hope it's good though because there's a serious cinematic drought going on here.
Yeah,
we need something.
Maybe it'll be an Extraction type movie. You know,
I hope so. No, the trailer does not make it look like that, and I'm just hoping some idiot like threw the trailer together. I don't know. I just need some fucking good movies.
Need something. Can
some
only watch
new good movies.
Yeah, we've been watching the old Batmans. We watched from Batman 1989 to Batman and Robin. So
yeah, boy,
that was a good time.
That was a good time.
Yeah,
a trip down memory lane.
It is. The first two movies are amazing, and by the end of the Batman Returns, it's like, give me a third one, and then you're like, oh wait, it's done by a different guy.
Yeah, Jolie boy.
Rest in peace,
Rest in peace,
Joel.
man.
Keep getting keep getting fucked and fucking in heaven.
That's what he was all about down here. So we might as well. That's what heaven would be like
for him. If everyone has a personal heaven, that would be it.
Yeah,
you know,
mine would be just filled of cute Shia LaBeoufs. And all it would be is me. I ask him a question and he goes, "Oh, sorry, man, I just didn't get any of that because I was enamored with you." And I'd be like, "Oh, Shy."
And then he's like, "Do you want to go like work out?" And you're like, "Yeah, I do. I really do,
and
Shy."
then can we shop for trousers?
Yeah. And then, will you show me where you got those boots?
Yeah. And he's like, "I'll lend you mine." And I'm like, "They're way too big for me because you're such a big boy and I love you."
This is great.
And then after that, maybe we can shop for a treadmill for Demi Lovato.
Yeah, nice. Not Demi Moore. No,
not Demi Moore.
No, not Demi Moore. So yeah.
Did I say Demi Moore?
You did, yeah.
When?
You said Demi Moore at one stage, and that's when I said.
And you didn't correct me, or
I did. I
okay.
said that's why Demi Lovato. Yeah, that was a callback I just did there.
Oh, sorry, tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's okay. It's alright.
I'm just thinking of Shy. He's in my face. He's in my head.
He's in your face, head. He's all
in my
over.
Head. He's in my face. I'm cutting my face to look like him, and then I look awful. The other way, you're like, I want a Shia LaBeouf scar.
You go too deep.
It's a new accessory.
Yeah.
Did you LaBeouf your face? Did you LaBeouf your face?
I kind of would like to LaBeouf my face. My face needs.
But then you do it, and you're like, just an inch of character, and you too much character.
Too much character.
Oh my god, I looked like I was in a knife fight, and I lost.
This is gonna sound so lame, but I always wanted Anakin Scar from Revenge of the Sith, the one that goes straight down the eye like that. I always thought it was a really cool scar.
You would look like a junkie who just got out of prison.
It's too much of a scar for normal life. For a movie character, totally looks fine.
In real life, you're like, oh, snitches get stitches.
Yeah,
who the fuck did you snitch on? Were you a drug lord at some point and they had to sort you out?
I like Jon Snow's Raven scars. They do. I
want the Action Man scar.
Yeah,
like, that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's
Action
perfect.
Man. Yeah.
And then anyone asks what happened is like, well, I saved a woman and her child.
Yeah, Dr. X was, had to stop him, put an end to his evil machinations. Anyway, the old guard. Hopefully, it's passable.
We need some new material.
Yeah,
and the cinemas just seem to be pushing back, and they're like, oh, we're opening on this day. Psych, no, we're actually.
Yeah.
Gonna knock that back another few days.
It's meant to be a good action movie, so hopefully it lives up to that.
And we're gonna review it hopefully next week.
Yes, hopefully.
And I really want to review it. Actually, I'm hoping it's good.
Me too.
Will we move on to news? There's only a little bit of news.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Ozark was renewed for a fourth and final season of 14 episodes.
Yeah, and most likely it's gonna be 2 parts.
Yeah.
7 and 7, because that's... Just give us 2 seasons then. I hate the way they're like, is it a contract thing?
Maybe.
I think it is, where they're going, oh, well, we'll sign a contract for another season.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like a double season, really.
Yeah. Well,
I think they did that as well. Didn't they do that with Breaking Bad?
Yes, I think so.
And Dean Norris was like,
he was not happy. And it's like, that's your best role, Dean. Why are you being so...
Relax, mate.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Other than when you're a cop in Lethal Weapon 2.
Is he a cop in Lethal Weapon 2?
He is a cop. He's one of the detectives that's killed in Lethal Weapon 2.
But Ozark, season 4... Sadly, I've only watched season 1. Loved it.
Yeah.
No idea why I haven't watched the other 2.
I watched the first few episodes of season 2. Loved it. Never went back to it.
I watched the first episode. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
It's almost like, see, the problem is when you come home from work, I don't know if you ever get this, Ozark, and this is me giving out about me. I'm the problem. When I come home from work, I want to decompress.
Yeah.
And sometimes Ozark is a show that you need to really concentrate on and you need to think about, and it's because it's nuanced and it's got layers and it's really good.
So much fun, yeah.
And that's why I come home and I'm just like, I need an Adam Sandler movie, and not Uncut Gems. I mean the trashy kind.
The trashy kind, yeah. That's why I watched Land of the Lost again.
But then I watched 10 minutes of the Adam Sandler movie and go, what the fuck am I doing?
What am I doing?
I need to find some middle ground, you know?
Yeah, and then you find...
I went like full Michael Bay. I never go full Michael Bay.
Never go full retard.
Tropic Thunder. I thought, you said the O word.
It's a quote. It's a movie quote. Oh, no. What?
Yeah, I've already tweeted about it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Oh, well. I enjoyed my time in the sun.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Ozark, though, season 4 is going to be the last season. And is it 4 and done? Is that like Netflix's new motto?
I think so. That was the 13 Reasons Why thing.
And... what is it? Glow,
yeah, 4 and done
as well.
Still haven't watched Glow.
I think is great, and I swear I was watching it going 5 and done. 5 and done would be such a perfect number because they rebooted the series. In season 3, they rebooted it where they're like, we're taking the show on the road. We're going to Vegas. And I was like, this is awesome. And then I was thinking, what would be great? Now this is just in my head. This is not a spoiler alert because I'm just thinking that I'm thinking out loud. Song. But maybe the next season they take it properly on the road. So they go the first 2 seasons they're kind of situated in the one studio. They're making their wrestling match. Brie Larson in a leotard. That's all you need. That's my review, by the way.
Brie Larson?
Alison Brie, motherfucker.
It's okay.
Demi Moore though.
Demi Moore,
No,
yeah.
Demi Lovato.
It's all right. I'm here to catch you when
Yeah,
you fall.
thank you. You're my net.
Yeah.
You're my safety net. You're my parachute.
Yeah. Dick Grayson doesn't need a safety net when he does it. That's his whole thing. He's like, watch as the young Tim Drake does it without, or not Tim Drake, the young Dick Grayson does it without a net. And then...
He's dead in the DCEU. Salt in the wound.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Sorry, what was I saying?
Talking about Glow.
Glow. When you watch season 1, right, you're like, season 1 and 2, they're in the main studio doing their whole wrestling gig, and Alison Brie looking. Did I get it right that time? Yeah, Alison Brie looking absolutely divine. Man, I would hold her hand so tight, and I would not let go, because she'd meet someone better than me if I did let go.
Yeah, Dave Franco.
Dave Franco. Yeah. Jesus Christ, what a day! Like James Franco. Is there a better edition? You can't get better than that. Oh yeah, you can. Boom.
Dave. Also, Dave just sounds worse than James, doesn't it?
It does. They sound so normal.
They
Except
do.
for Franco's cool. Second name.
It is a good second
But yeah,
name.
season 3, they go to Vegas. And I'm thinking, season 4, they could take it on the road. And then season 5, go back to the main studio. I was thinking, in my head, that's perfect.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, I need to watch Glow, and I need to catch up on Ozark. We're so far behind on Ozark, we can't even speculate what the 4th season's going to be.
It's going to be great.
And
That's
I can't
what I'm
watch the trailer for it either.
No, I know. I
can't even watch the season 3 trailer, for fuck's sake. It gives so much away.
I really need to watch that. Like, it's shame on me.
Yeah, it's shame on me too. What else is there? A Fallout series is being in talks from the Westworld directors.
Yeah.
Fallout, if you don't know, very popular video game franchise.
Extremely popular. Played it once.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
And I'll tell you a funny story, right?
Okay.
Real quickly. Sorry, I don't mean to hijack
your
bit of news. I played Fallout. I'm not a gamer, and I'm also an idiot. So those two don't go well together.
I'm an idiot, but I am a gamer.
So I'm playing the game. Okay, I think it was Fallout 84.
Okay.
And I'm playing it, and I'm like, oh, there's an ashtray. Oh, I can pick that up. In the bag it goes. And then I walk along. Oh, there's a vase. Oh, I can pick that up. In the bag that goes. Like that's worth $2. Like that's the easy money right there. And I'm like, oh, there's another ashtray, right? All of a sudden, I'm playing it for like an hour, and I'm picking up everything. My character is just like walking really slow, like almost like a tortoise, and I'm like, what's wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, oh, jeez, another ashtray. Well, man, and I'm just going really slow. I'm like, oh, he must be tired. So I found the bed. If I could put the bed in the backpack, it would go on the backpack, right? So I go sleep, and I go, right, 8 hours. You can kind of pick how long you sleep for. 8 hours. Sorted. He wakes up. He's going really slow again. I was like, fuck this game. This is a shit game. Man, I think it was like 20 ashtrays or something in my backpack. Eventually I realized, what am I doing? It makes sense. Get rid of the ashtrays that are like worth $1. That was my experience with Fallout, and I did this for around 3 hours before I realized what I was doing wrong, and then I was like, fuck this game. I ruined it for myself.
You did.
I'm an idiot.
It's a great game. Matthew Perry is in one of them as a voice.
Is he?
Yeah, Ron Perlman is also just the voice of a lot of it as well.
What a voice. He does the voiceover for some of the trailers for UFC events.
Does he?
When he comes in, like, what a strong... It's Hellboy.
Yeah.
Hellboy's advertising this fight.
Yeah, he is Hellboy. Sorry, David Harbour. Yeah. But
sorry, but not sorry.
Sorry, but not sorry. Yeah.
Watch the fist. It changes.
Changes
his rock
hands.
fist changes hands in the new Hellboy. What an egregious mistake! Like, what are you doing?
That's what I say to my lovers. Watch the fist. It changes hands.
What?
Oh, that's
Nice,
terrible.
nice.
Anyway, a Fallout series. Fallout. I will give you the overview of it.
It's about ashtrays. I know that anyway.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly it. So Fallout is about, like, imagine 1960s kind of style and a lifestyle and everything, but it went into the 2000s and it became all about nuclear energy and everything. So it was like, you see all these things from around then, it's like the world of tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like that's what Fallout was. But then a nuclear apocalypse happened and everyone retreated into these vaults or bunkers, and that's where they lived. And it turns out, and it's a great premise for a for a story number one, because you could set the first season just in the vault, which is interesting enough as well, and then you take it outside into the wasteland.
Just to say, Hollywood, they're a little trigger happy. You know that it's like one episode's in the vault. You know, we got to get to the good stuff.
No. The good stuff will be in the vault, because in every vault has a secret experiment going on in it that only the overseer, who's the head of the vault, knows. So like in some of them, some people are divided up randomly and given better quarters than other people, completely random.
Imagine the ashtrays they'd have in their room.
I know, yeah. Oh my, they'd be worth $2. No, but they're but like they do
a sweet collection of ashtrays. I'm like, have you played the game where you collect ashtrays? Sorry, I'm such a sab. I don't mean to. Go on. Sorry.
You thought Fallout was what happens when you have too much ashtrays. They just fall out of your bag.
Yeah, that means you made it.
Yeah, exactly. That means you completed Fallout. But so like the secret experiments going on, because it's a seedy corporation, and that would be a great premise for a series.
And then that whole 60s backdrop is cool. I remember appreciating that in the game. Like
the vault suits look cool, and then the Pip Boys as well, which is like a watch that's on your arm, like a Fitbit, but it's a huge thing on your arm, and it's just lots of cool aesthetic things to do, lots to play around with. It's kind of a weird 60s future that you're in as well. All the robots are like kind of drone looking and everything. It's just a very cool place to set a series and a video game.
I wish HBO was making it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a HBO type of show.
Doesn't
like
it?
The Last of Us.
Yeah.
The Last of Us is going to HBO. You're like, oh, that pairing is beautiful.
It is, yeah.
You know,
as long as
throw so much money at it, and they'll work on it really hard to really develop it.
But The Last of Us 2 is causing a lot of controversy at the moment. So that's basically it. I'm excited about the Fallout series. If it's anything like the Westworld, where they go, we're going to do one season like this, then we're going to completely change the formula and do one season like this. It's that, to me, would suggest season in the vault, season 2 outside the vault.
Funny you say Westworld, because Jonathan Nolan is working on it.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I assume they're similarly talented.
I think he worked on loads of the Batman movies, right?
He did,
he was like co-writer on a few of them.
Yeah, he sat in.
So he's working on it.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
He'll be good for the like psychological stuff that goes on in the vault and everything.
And he directed 1 or 2 episodes of the last few seasons of Westworld as well. So he's getting behind the camera.
That's cool.
Not just behind the pen.
Yeah, I like it. Quick fire off some things I also wrote down. Mandalorian tie-in book has been announced.
Ooh.
Don't know what that's going to be about, but it's a tie-in book to the series, so it'll probably be set in between season 1 and 2.
I wonder what character it will focus on. Will it focus on the main Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Cara Dune, maybe?
Yeah. What's his name? You get told his
it's
name
with a
in the
D.
final. It is with a D, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all about the D, man.
Yeah, it is. Ben Affleck is rumored to have signed a contract with HBO Max to play Batman again. Rumored.
Hey, rumor mill.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Rumored.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I assume if he did sign a contract, it's literally to do ADR.
Yeah.
For his role in the Snyder Cut.
You pointed it out to me, and I went, that totally makes sense. Everyone who's reporting on this is stupid. Also, Ryan Reynolds is not coming back as Green Lantern. I'll say that unequivocally right now.
No way.
No way is he doing that. He shot himself in the head in Deadpool 2 for reading that script.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. So,
which you pointed out to me. So
like there's no way. And Ben Affleck said himself, for his own physical and mental health, he's not going to come back as Batman. That was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now maybe the new testosterone in the system because Ana de Armas is his lover.
Yeah, it's his lover. I saw an article and it said Ben Affleck rumored to come back, and then I opened a separate article of paparazzi photos as Ana de Armas shares a laugh with Ben Affleck.
I'll bite.
And I was like, they're walking their dogs. I
know which one would have more substance. Put it that way.
She's walking a tiny little dog, and Ben Affleck is walking this big, meaty, like German Shepherd thing.
Yeah, boy.
And she's laughing so hard at one of his jokes, and I'm like, oh, Anna, laugh at one of my jokes, please.
Is she laughing at his tattoo?
Laugh at my life, Anna. I don't care. That is enough of a joke. But yeah, that's it. Rumor mill going crazy.
I don't now. I could eat these words, but I would say 90%. Most likely, it's 90% that it's not happening.
Yeah.
And I would say if he did sign a contract, it was just to do ADR.
I can't wait to see the video though of the paparazzi who are pestering him about this and him basically beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Those shoulders.
Yeah.
Just that shadow that grows.
Working through the 12 steps of the program on this guy's face.
Boom, boom. Step 11 is beat the shit out of paparazzi.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I don't think it's happening.
No, me neither.
And, I've seen people, like, man, sorry, but Snyder Cut fans are fucking crazy.
They are crazy.
They're fucking crazy. Like, some of them are adding, they've got all this subtext. They're adding their own, like, sentences between the lines. Like, they have their own paragraphs to the story. And I'm going, how do you know Ben Affleck? Like, the way they're talking, they're like, well, Ben Affleck was forced out of the Batman. Can you remember? Now, I know Jeff Johns does sound like there was a bit of foul play going on.
Tension, yeah, definitely.
And Ray Borg came out and said that Joss Whedon was an absolute prick on the set. And also, he said that he really didn't want to say the booyah. Have you read this? The cyborg line.
Ray Fisher.
I said Ray Borg.
Yeah.
I always think Ray Borg. Ray Borg's actually a UFC fighter, but it's just because Borg of life.
I know, yeah.
It's a cool t-shirt. Yeah, and thank you for...
You're welcome.
You have to save me a few times now.
It took me a second to remember his name.
Safety net.
Thank you. Dick Grayson doesn't need one.
Because he's already dead. Ray Fisher. Sorry. His favourite character.
Keep going.
Not Zack Snyder's. Ray Fisher said that he didn't want to say the famous cyborg line, booyah, and that him and Zack Snyder had talked about this. And Ray Fisher was saying that he just didn't want it to be this stereotypical happy-go-lucky black character. That's what he said. He didn't want to be like the token black guy who's like, booyah, man. And they decided to leave it's not a cool catchphrase anyway, so who cares? You know what?
There is some great delivery in the Teen Titans animated series of the line, though.
Fair enough. But I have never witnessed it, but I don't know what I'm talking
Speaking as a white guy, I like the line.
Yeah. But I
see what he was doing.
I know what he was saying, and obviously him and Snyder had some deep conversations about it, because
I believe the term is they had a vision.
They had a vision. It's all about Snyder's vision.
Yeah.
And they decided not to go with that. And like, I mean, you can give out about Zack Snyder, this and that, and what he did with Batman and what he did with Superman and Doomsday. But like, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Why would I argue about that?
Totally.
You know, and it's not like the coolest line anyway. And Joss Whedon came in and was like, it's happening.
Yeah.
We're saying that line.
We're saying that line.
Now, that was the only real thing that I could find that had like some real substance to it.
And Ben, I'm going to put you in the Batman suit, and what I want you to do is lie flat on your back and talk about how you've definitely broken a rib. And when you
struggle to get up, and he's like, "Oh, I don't need to act when I'm doing that."
And imagine you're a geriatric man, and just get up in the most uncool way possible. Kind of roll over a bit, push the belly forward so it's really showing in the suit there, much like it is on me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ray Fisher ain't happy.
He's not happy.
And he said was it forcibly retracting the comment that he made at Comic-Con, where he's like, I think Joss is a great guy to come in and help Zach finish the movie.
Did he say unequivocally or something? He was like, I'd like to... He basically... Him and Jason Momoa are sitting there looking like fucking war veterans, being like, yeah, we're really excited. Josh is the right guy to come in. And he's like, I take this back.
I feel like there's a gun behind the curtain, you know. Warner Bros. Like, say what we told you. Read the script.
Josh Whedon said
he'll end with booyah.
Josh Whedon will direct a Batgirl. We need you to make this work, okay?
Yeah. Well, Joss Whedon was the best guy for the job. Booyah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Is that all right?
It's okay.
And then Zach he's like, I miss you, Zach. I want you back.
Yeah.
And then now we've got him back. But
sorry, not to cut you off, but what I was going to say is this: some of the Snyder fans, like, man, if you read the comments, it's fucking fan fiction.
I have been reading them. Yeah.
Where people are saying, Batman, Ben Affleck was forcibly removed from the Batman movie. I remember Warner Brothers were sucking his dick. They were like, Ben, your tattoo looks great. You look great. You don't even need to work out. Here's some yogurt. Here's some calories. Can you just please make a Batman movie, because you're a great director? And I know you didn't do great with Live by Night, but you've got 3 other fantastic movies. Can you please make a Batman movie? Everybody was pestering about him.
Please make a Batman movie. No. Please make a Batman movie. No. Please make a Batman movie. No. Please make a Batman movie. Okay, if you let me finish with Live by Night. Okay. Ben, are you making a Batman movie? I mean, yeah, I am, but like, can we talk about Live by Night? Ben, what about the Batman movie?
Been developing this for 10 years. Just 10 years, you know?
Ben, now that Live by Night is a failure, how do you feel about Batman movie?
By the way, how's your substance abuse going, and how is your marriage going?
I'm going to rehab.
And then now he's like, Anna de Armas, bitches.
Yeah. Feels like sunshine. That song's playing every time he goes outside now. Feels like sunshine.
But yeah, I don't believe that he was forced off that
sunshine.
movie.
Yeah, no, he was definitely not.
I don't believe that at all. Warner Brothers want to be in the Ben Affleck business. They just do.
Yeah, they do.
They just do. Now, hey, if he signs the contract, cool. We'll see that.
But it's not for long term, 100%. They don't even know what they're fucking doing.
Imagine he did sign the contract, right? And then he dips in and back out.
Yeah.
Just like, no, got that wrong.
Yeah, all it takes is one paparazzi guy to piss him off, and he's like, I'm out.
It takes one movie. He's back on the whiskey, and Ana de Armas is dating Casey Affleck now.
No! Casey Affleck, oh yeah.
But he was me too!
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Hunk and Skunk?
But the way back is great. Check out The Way Back.
Way Back is awesome, and we reviewed that on the last episode.
Yeah.
Check that
Plug
out.
us. Check out the last episode. Hunk and Skunk. Hunk with a bullet. Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf, looking as buff as ever.
Actual
making
cannibal.
Me shy.
Yeah. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. If you haven't seen that video, check it out.
And who did we say was good?
We didn't agree on a skunk before.
We didn't.
So
I don't want to give it to Eurovision. I would prefer if we didn't.
I'll avoid Eurovision this time.
Do we give it to Joss Whedon?
Yeah, let's give it to Josh Whedon.
Joss Whedon, Joss Booyah Whedon?
Josh Booyah Whedon. Sounds like you weren't a very nice guy, Joss Whedon.
On the Justice League.
And this is the official nice guy club. If you don't know, we're a pair of nice guys. And
Sorry, Demi Lovato.
And we're telling you, Joss Whedon. Yeah, hit us up, please, Demi. You're great. We're telling you, Joss, that you're not a nice guy. Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Booyah. Rumor has it. Booyah. And that's it.
Yeah. Thank you for listening, for tuning in. You can catch us on every platform.
All the social medias.
Yeah, hit us up on Instagram and Twitter if you want.
Yeah, like, subscribe, tell your friends, because that really helps us, and we will respond to comments whenever we can.
Yeah, and watch Honey Boy.
Watch Honey Boy. It's awesome.
It's almost educational.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay, guys, we will see you next week, where we will talk about the Old Guard. And Hamilton. Oh, that was the other thing. We're going to watch Hamilton.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus now.
It is. So we're going to check it out.
That streaming drought, man. I know it's not over yet, but like at least we got 2 movies.
2 movies. Disney Plus has more content. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, and it's good content, apparently.
Yeah, and then we can get the series behind the scenes. Yeah.
And he's like,
squeeze every bit out of that content.
He's like, I made this like years ago. I don't remember the behind the scenes. They're like,
Shut up.
it.
Yeah.
Make it. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening, and we will see you next week.
Next week.
Bye. Oh, Carl Reiner died.